doctors, Dr. Bijita here. Today I am going to talk about DNB thesis. In the first part, I am going to talk about thesis protocol, how to select a topic for thesis and when to submit the protocol. And in the later part, I am going to talk about final thesis submission for the final year residents. So the second round of All India counseling is over. Hopefully many of the residents who are opting for DNB will be joining in few days. So from the date of joining, within 90 days, you have to submit your thesis protocol. Now the 90 days boundaries is set for the diploma candidates and for the degree course candidate, like for general medicine, general surgery, DNB pedia, DNB gynae. For this subjects, you can take 180 days for submission of thesis protocol. But if you are late for any issue, the NBE will not charge you any amount for submitting it late, but it is always preferable to submit the protocol within the stipulated time. The rules and regulations of thesis protocol are always available in the National Board website, so I am not going into the details, rather I will give you some tips. During the first 6 months, the general medicine residents need to select a thesis topic which is appropriate to conduct in their institute and which will be easy to perform as a resident. And the thesis topic should be approved by your guide. So after confirmation of your guide, you select a thesis topic. Now here I would like to mention that having a co-guide is not mandatory. You may or may not have a co-guide. Your co-guide can be a faculty from a different department, from your department, and a non-medical person also. It is always advised to talk to your guide for the topic of your thesis first, then finalize a topic, then start writing the protocol. After writing the protocol, you should present your protocol to the Institutional Scientific Committee and Institutional Ethics Committee. Here I would like to mention that all the DNB institutes may not have their own institutional ethics committee. If your institute does not have your own institutional ethics committee, then you will be sent to nearby medical college for the approval of your thesis protocol. After approval of your thesis, you will start your data collection and try to do the data collection within 1 year or so, because from the date of joining, you have to submit your thesis within 26 months for the degree courses. So keep your topic easy, simple and interesting. When you are done with selecting your topic, you have to write your protocol. In the first, you have to select a title of your thesis. The title of your thesis should give a proper idea of your study, like the study design, the study population, the variable, the outcome you are expecting, everything. After selecting a title within 120 words, including the space, you start writing your thesis. First, you write the introduction, which gives the background of the study and the merit of your study. Then you write review of literature. Now you should not be very critical during writing the review of literature. It should be academic criticism. Like you find the previous studies and write what results they have found, and you mention the limitations of your study. Then you write aims and objectives of your study. Then you write the materials and methods of your study. You give any working definition if there is any related to your thesis, and you write a data collection form, and finally you give the references of your study and annexures like patient consent form, patient information sheet in English and the vernacular language of your state. The thesis protocol should be written in 30 pages. You have to use Times New Roman font, A4 page layout, and you have to give 1.5 spacing in all the pages. You can use a larger font for the headings, and also the margin should be 1 inch in all the sides. And please keep the language simple so that the work becomes easy for you and it is interesting to read. Anything related to thesis, if you are doing it for the first time, is very intimidating. We all have faced that, but don't be afraid. All the details are given in the National Board website. Go check that out. And your institute may have CDs containing information regarding thesis. Go to your institutional library and look for them. When you are done with your thesis protocol, you have to send the thesis protocol approval and few other documents to the National Board. Previously, you had to send the hard copy of the thesis protocol to them, but now it is not needed. You only send the required documents to National Board, and from the day of filling up the online form, the documents should reach the NB office within 5 days. So select the days carefully. In case NB finds some deficiency during submission of your thesis protocol approval and related documents, they will send you mail and they will ask you to resend the documents again. So keep on checking your mail always. Now I am done talking about thesis protocol. Now this segment is specially for the third year residents who will be appearing for the next exam session and who will need to submit their thesis within some time. So before submitting your thesis, go through all the rules of thesis submission from the NB website. Use Times New Roman font, use 12 size font, use the recommended spacing and everything, and use the format they asked you to, because these little things are very important for acceptance of your thesis. Write your whole thesis within 80 pages, which includes the title page, the annexures, and your master chart also. Before collecting the final signatures of your guide, co-guide, departmental head and institutional head, please check the NB website. First you pay 4,000 rupees in the thesis section. Then you will be eligible for get your thesis analyzed. Go to the next page and you will see few other documents which are also required for thesis submission. In those pages also you will be requiring signature of your guide, co-guide and institutional head. So take your whole thesis and those pages together so you do not have to go to them multiple times. There are a few points which I would like to share with you about thesis submission. At first, the page limits. You keep your introduction maximum to 2 to 3 pages, then write the review of literature within 15 to 20 pages. Because you would need to write the result and analysis part and the discussion part very well. And for that, you have to keep other points constant. In the present day, we don't have to send the hard copy of the thesis to NB office. We just need to send the PDF format to their website. So one headache is less, but you still have to print your thesis because you have to submit one copy to your institute and you have to carry one copy on the day of practical examination. And it is a courtesy to give your work to the guide and co-guide. So minimum you will require 4 hard copies of your thesis before your exam. So this is the hardbound copy of my thesis. Now I would like to mention few points regarding the thesis which I hope will be useful for you guys. In the cover page and the title page, you include the title of your thesis, mention if it is a modified thesis or not, then write the name of your institution, your roll number, your name and name of your guide, co-guide, and also attach a logo of NBEMS. Then you have to attach few certificates like certificates from your guide, your co-guide, the departmental head and institutional head. Then you have to give declaration of fresh thesis and modified thesis. Then you write the acknowledgement. Then you have to add a table of contents and the abbreviations you have used in your studies. Now proceed to the proper writing of the thesis. You should limit your introduction maximum within 2 to 3 pages. Then you write your aims and objectives in 1 page. Then you try to limit your review of literature within 15 to 20 pages. Then you start writing your materials and methods, and then you mention the sample size calculation very well and write there any working definition if you require. If you are doing any procedure which is not the universal method, mention the altered method also in the materials and method section. After that, you go to the result and analysis part. There you put all the tables and charts, and you may use pie chart, bar diagrams, etc. And after that, you will go to discussion part where you will compare your own result with the previous studies. In the summary and conclusion part, you will mention the relevant findings of your study, and you can also mention limitation of your study there. After that, you write the references in the Vancouver style, and at last you add the annexures like data collection form, patient information sheet, informed consent form, and master chart. Here I would like to stress that your result and analysis should match with your aims and objectives part. So best of luck for your thesis submission. I hope all of your works get accepted at once and you don't get any modification. Even if you get any modification, you will get 6 weeks time to submit it again. So don't worry and best of luck.